start recording for the ones that are not here yet. There, the recording has started. Okay, so there we go. I mean, we are super excited with what had happened in this session. I mean, I cannot say anything but thank you to all of you for being so kind. I mean, we have been receiving the kindest words of thank yous from you guys. I mean, we cannot thank you enough for the work you have done in this session. Paula, if you would like to share.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. We cannot thank you enough for your time, for your devotion, your hard work, your sharing. We have learned a lot, yes, from your experience, from your projects, from your thoughts. So thank you very much.
Definitely. And today, I mean, we feel that it is your time to share. I mean, you have became so knowledgeable on PBL, and we truly believe that now you have a lot to share with others. So first, we are going to start with a little video. Maria Lascaris, she is from the US, and she couldn't make it today, but she sent us a video. It's a little hard to see, and she apologized for it. But let's see, let me share this with you. Give me 1 minute, so then I can get this sharing. Hold on, oops. There we are. This is a video. Can you guys see the video? Yes, not?
Yes.
Okay, it's a little hard to hear, and she had apologized for this, but this is a project that she is working with her students. This is a debating activity that she had prepared with them, in where they had to get ready to debate on healthy diet versus exercise. I mean, the idea is to come up to the conclusion what was more important to be in shape. And here, I'll show you the video. I'll be talking on top because, can you guys hear the students as well? Can you guys hear the students?
No, I can't. I don't know the others.
Okay, no. Probably not. Maybe it's just me hearing. Okay, but basically, I mean, what she wanted to share is how engaged their students were. I mean, you can see collaboration going on with the students. They all had different roles to play. You can see how she was able to work with visuals. I mean, she used even the classroom floor to get those students brainstorming and coming up to conclusions to later on be ready to work with that debate. And she was really very, very proud, because as you can see, her students were very engaged in what was happening. She felt that the students were able to learn a lot from this experience because of how engaged they were. I mean, you can see it from the video. So I wanted to share this because she was very proud, and she wanted me to share this with you. So let's go back to the presentation, so now we can get the others sharing. Give me 1 minute, so then I can get this going. And we have the first participant that is here.
Okay, yes. The first experience we are going to listen to today is Elena Mativas. Please, I don't know if I am pronouncing your surname properly. Yes, she's from Russia, and her PBL project is called Making Our City Youth Friendly. Please correct my horrible pronunciation.
Okay, all right. So, hi, yeah, Russian surnames are really difficult to pronounce. My name is Elena Matveyeva. I'm from an ancient city, Yaroslavl, in Russia. So, and our city, I'll just say a few words about the city, because it is really worth mentioning. Our city is more than 1,000 years old. and there are a lot of beautiful churches, a lot of museums. So, but some young people say that there is not much for young people to do. So my project really, first of all, I would like to say that I don't usually do projects with my students. So it was more or less the first experience of this scale, so to say. So, and it was in the process of the course that I got an idea that maybe I could just do it at the same time with the course. So the idea just came really unexpectedly. I wasn't planning for that. And so I saw the task in the course book, which I thought that could be developed into a project. Just basically, it was all by chance, completely by chance. So I just first, and it was developing together with the course. So I got new ideas on the way. So I can't say that I planned everything properly to begin with, but then in the process, I got some new ideas and I had a chance to change things. So first of all, I just really started with giving a question to my students. I have only 7 students in a group. So it is a group of A2 learners, elementary students, but we are actually moving towards the end of our course book, so their level is growing. So I would say they're between A2 and B1. Some students are really elementary and others are a little bit higher in level, like something like pre-intermediate maybe. So I divided them in pairs and asked them to think about the question. So I presented a problem that, and the problem was taken from the course book actually. So many people in the city are not happy. Many young people in the city are not happy. They say there is nowhere for them to go to. And so the idea was to think what could be suggested. But first, and then again, this question appeared in the process, I wanted them to go and Google what we already have in the city. So to find out and make a list of things that already exist in the city where young people can spend their time. Then it was actually time for us in our course to make the first draft. And after making it, I realized I don't have a good entry event. So I really did not have any idea of what entry event could be used. And then again, just again by chance, I looked at my colleague and got an idea like that to ask another group of teenagers who were higher in level to record the answer to a question. The question was, do you enjoy living in Yaroslavl in our city, and do you have any ideas of what can be opened, what places can be opened, or what events can be organized for young people to be happier, to be more engaged? So, and the girls, they just really got involved. So I recorded just in class. They had only about 5 or 7 minutes left of class. So I recorded about 6 responses of the girls from another group, and I used it as an entry event. So I gave it to my students to listen to. We discussed it in class. So the question was to understand whether the person is happy or not living in Yaroslavl, to discuss why, and to see what ideas were suggested. So my idea was to give my students a chance to see what ideas they could actually take from their presentations, for their projects. And basically it was really engaging for them, because those guys, they studied at school with some of those girls, so they were really excited to hear them speak on the audio, just for a change from the audio from a regular course book. So I think that I'm really happy that this idea of entry events came to mind, and it works really well. So in class, in class I did not do a lot with them, because we only have 2 classes a week, and so I tried to devote a little bit of time every class. So it was split over several classes. So I gave the task to students to browse the internet and to find out which places already exist in our city, and make a list at home. So next class they came back, I put them in pairs, and asked them to make a mind map. So in the mind map, first of all, they had to make a list of cities which already exist in Yaroslavl, and also together discuss and come up with 3 ideas what could be organized, and also think about advantages and disadvantages of every thing or activity. Like, for example, if they suggested to open a sport park, for instance, what would be the disadvantages? Maybe it's not safe, maybe it's expensive. So I asked them to think about those things. And then to choose one idea which they would be focusing on out of these 3, to choose one that they would say is the best one. So, the mind map that they created actually was also one of the products. So I asked them to later on to make it nice and to bring it to class, and so it would be one of the products of the project. Then they went home again, and at home again I asked them to cooperate, so they all got together on social media and they discussed things. So the idea was to produce a PowerPoint with their ideas and also to produce like an article. So in their pair, so in a group of 2, they had to decide who will produce a PowerPoint, who will produce the text, and both of them had to speak. So I asked them to speak for about 5 minutes to prepare a presentation. In class, I scaffolded the language in that way that we discussed how to make presentation, which language to use at the beginning, because there are A2 students and they need a lot of scaffolding. So I actually wrote the beginning of the presentation for them. I wrote some phrases that they could use at the end. And the same, I also gave them some linking devices to use in their written text, in their written article. So, so on Tuesday, they actually gave their presentations. All of them were ready. I'm really happy that, well, usually teenagers are not ready. They say maybe not this time, maybe next time. So there were a boy and a girl. So that's how I divided them, a boy and a girl who worked together, because I thought that the ideas of a boy would be different from the ideas of a girl. So I wanted them to have different opinions. And that's why I divided them like that. On the one hand, it was nice, but on the other, it was challenging, because sometimes, you know, boys and girls at the age of 15, 14, they might have some problems communicating, but this time they worked more or less. Only one guy did not participate because he was ill, and he actually usually is not the one who would do a lot of things. So somehow he just came there, and his partner, the girl, just did all the job. And I had another student who is actually really low in her English language, and I really worried how she would do it. And she told me, I asked her right away if she would be able to create a PowerPoint, and she said she wouldn't be able to do it because she could not deal with PowerPoint. And she was alone, as we had 7 students, not 8, so she didn't have anyone to pair her with. And so she is very good at drawing. So instead of making PowerPoint, she drew some paintings. And it was great. It was really, really impressive. And all the students just loved her paintings. And she did a very good job, I would say, on her level of presenting everything. So I am quite happy with her participation as well. So after that, after we listened to all the presentations, and again, it was really nice because both students spoke, they divided, they took turns, and it was really nice to see. We discussed, and the idea was to say what they liked about the presentation and what could be improved. So like this constructive feedback in that way. And so everybody had a chance to analyze, to give their opinion, to see what could be done better. And I hope that we will have a chance to get them involved in more projects. It seems like they were really interested and they liked it. And they, because like we don't usually do such kind of things. So I'm sure they will be happy to participate again. So.
Wow. Wow. What a nice experience. Great great. Congratulations. I mean, it seems that you did wonderful, wonderful. I mean, I can see it in your face. I mean, you're so happy with what you've done with your students. So thank you for sharing. And wow, that's all I can say. Paula, if you can say something for me, please.
It's fantastic, yes. How motivated your students were. I took some notes while you were talking. As Laura said, well, it shows in your face how proud you are of what your students were capable, yes, of doing. And I think that, I don't know if you were used to working with PBL before, but you have done a great job. Because you work with an entry event. When you realize that you didn't have an entry event, you created one on the spot, which actually turned out to be fantastic. You assign roles. You know how difficult it was to assign roles for me? Yes, at the beginning when I started working with PBL, it took me several months, yes? And you have already done it, yes? They all had a different role while working, yes, with the PowerPoint and with the presentation. You scaffolded the language, yes. You gave them these, please help me, Laura, is it sentence structure? What is the name?
Sentence frames. Sentence frames.
Sentence frames, yes. Which actually helped your students because you told us that they were from elementary to pre-intermediate, so that helped them feel confident about the presentations. And well, you were amazed at the fact that they were all ready. That means that they were motivated, yes, because they are teenagers, and as you said, many times they all have excuses. And and then, well, so you've got the entry event, the roles, the research phase, the final product, the evaluation. And what really caught my attention while you were speaking is that you look, I mean, when you had to look for strategies or ways to cope with your students' weaknesses, you highlighted your students' strengths. You know, I mean, what you did was, okay, you've got this weakness, you can cope with it by using your strength. Yes, when you talk about the girl who couldn't deal with PowerPoints, so what she did was to draw posters. I really like that.
Definitely.
Congratulations.
Yes, absolutely. All right, let's go to the next. This is
hello.
Hello, I cannot say your name, please. Can you say your name?
Miriam.
Miriam. Hello. All right. Well, the project that she had planned, I mean, what it really got my attention, it's how much you were targeting digital competencies. So maybe if you would like to share, please let us know where you're from and share your experience. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm from Kazakhstan, Almaty, from the city Almaty. And so my project, actually, I'm not working at the moment. So, but I like, how say, when I heard of the idea of the filter bubbles, I really liked it. It's like very topical for our era, for now. And students, like, I thought that some older students may like it too. And I asked some of my previous students what they think about this, and IT students actually liked it. They said that it would be interesting to, to search about this. And I actually would like to try it because from Yelena's experience, I can see that you develop a lot of things when you try it, like when you do your project with your students. So, but for me, like, the entry event would be to watch the TED Talk by the person who coined this term, the Filter Bubble Project. And I actually knew about it when I watched that video, and I was really motivated to search about and to find out what it really is. And I think students will be also motivated to do so, I hope. And after that, I would encourage them to do some research at home, to look at their maybe social media, how I'll say what is their bubble, to see what is their bubble. I mean, what are their interests? And then when they come to class, I would ask them to compare their bubbles. I mean, some people have different interests, others have different, and you really like realize when you talk that they're really different and that you're in a bubble. So I mean, I would like to make them conscious of this. And like through doing this and through the research and stuff, so they're going to like prepare for the seminar. I chose to actually I'm not so so sure about my final product, the seminar and an article for school or university magazine journal. But as I thought it should be like public, like other people also, except students, should see this, I thought that seminar and article can be fine for that, but it might be better, I think. But I haven't thought of something better for now.
I think it's great that you're thinking about giving the students the opportunity also to choose that final product. I think that is fantastic, and definitely thinking about that that audience. What are they going to be writing or speaking for? I mean, having it authentic. So thinking about that college magazine, I think that you were mentioning, I think that it could be great. Paula, if you would like to say something.
Yes, I think that I found the topic really interesting, and I think that it will be great. Well, first of all, great that you followed, yes, all the steps, the entry event, the research phase. You're thinking about the final product, as Laura said, yes, students love having the opportunity to choose how to, yes, show their work. And I really like the fact that they had to do some homework, and so at home they have time to reflect on what bubble they are in. I love that, yes, they will become conscious, yes, well, what's my bubble? And then to have the debate yet at school, that will, I mean, like widen their horizons, yes, to see where they are standing and where their mates are standing. I really, really like that.
Great. All right, and we go to the last participant, which there she is, a theme park of my dreams. If you would like to share, Helena, about it. Hello, let us know where you're from.
Hello, can you hear me?
Definitely, yes, we can, yes.
Yes, we can.
I am Helena Limer. I am from a small town in eastern Ukraine. Now I am working in a secondary school. I must confess I haven't implemented this project yet because I've been on a sick leave, unfortunately, for some time. But I'm hoping that as soon as as soon as I've come to my work, I'll implement it with my students. I've chosen this topic by chance. As Elena said, our classes at school where I'm working now, the classes are really textbook based. And when I saw the module about different leisure time activities and adventures, and when I saw that there were very nice activities about different theme parks around the world, this idea came to my mind that I can develop such a project with my students. I decided to make it from a set of different activities, like a net to the projects, to the theme park they would like to visit themselves, a postcard from this park, maybe some dialogue from this place. The final product was either a slideshow or a poster or anything they would like to have to present their project. I decided that my students should have their own voice and choice in the form of the product. Laura asked me to tell you about my assessment plan. It was a complete surprise for me that my assessment plan was pretty good. I must confess that I was kind of intimidating. It was kind of intimidating to get at this task for me. I've been reading a lot of resources. I liked the resources Laura and Paula provided. I liked them very much, and I liked the rubrics, the possibilities that Rubistar as a free tool for teachers can give us. Then I made 2 rubrics myself using templates from Rubistar. I created a rubric which would evaluate all the components and the final product. I decided that this rubric should evaluate content, language, aesthetics, and a value of the product. A value from practical points of view, from point of view of interest this product can generate. And also I created a rubric for oral presentation. Then I should say I curated some rubrics, one for peer assessment and one for self-assessment. I decided to work on collaboration skills of my students during the project, because I can say that they are pretty low in the classroom, in this class of 12, 13-year-old students where I'm working now. So I wanted to help them to improve their collaboration skills. And that's why I decided to choose collaboration skills as a 21st century success skill I want to help them develop. I have chosen that rubric because the thing I liked about it most is that the rubric didn't have any maybe negative hints. There were 3 columns in it, and they were quite positive. All of the columns were quite positive, very good, and developing. And developing was green, it was not red, so that the students who were especially self-conscious and could take any even constructive criticism personally, I think that they could use this rubric and not get offended.
Definitely. I mean, that's why I asked you to share your assessment design. I mean, it was fantastic how you were able to see mistakes as a possibility to really continue learning, and that's what I saw when I read your design. I mean, exactly what you are saying. What you have said is exactly the reason why I asked you to share. So thank you, and I'm sure once you implement this project, it's going to be quite successful. So thank you for sharing. All right, and now
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Elena. It was fantastic. I really like the way, as Laura said, the way you created your rubric. Congratulations. Yes, hope you come back to work soon so you can implement this, which will be fantastic.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Laura.
Thank you so much, Daryl.
Absolutely. All right, and now we are at the very end of the session. We are planning to put some sort of Facebook group together, because you know that Google Plus is shutting down, and we truly believe that it will be nice to keep in touch and to see what everybody is doing. So we'll do so pretty soon. You will receive that email, so then you can join the other group and we can keep in touch. And please don't forget to do the evaluation of the course. I think that many of you have done, but maybe the other participants that will be seeing this recording haven't. So make sure that you do fill out the evaluation session, so then you can get your certificate. And really, congratulations to everyone. You've done a fantastic job, and thank you for being brave and sharing this with others. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much to all of you. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you soon on the Facebook group to share experiences, to let us know how it finds